to chime in here and see if anybody's hanging out. I know that I was chatting a little bit with Carol Amendola, and I wanted just to invite her in to chat a little bit about thoughts on LinkedIn 3.0 that discussed, I don't know, a while back, and that was, something that she was really interested in exploring. And, the 344 show is, I think, really about the um the LinkedIn 3.0 as I see it, right? It's 3.0. All right. So what are we talking about? All right, we're talking about the evolution of the utilization of LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn 1.0, it's just a repository for uh, job seeking and for that's about it, right? Put your resume up. Like LinkedIn is just a place to hold space. And then LinkedIn 2.0 comes along, and this has really been evolving because Scott Leese reached out to me, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, and wanted to connect and hang out and become friends. And I said, you know what? I don't know anybody on LinkedIn. I don't want to like this place. I don't want all my friends are over on Facebook. And at the time they were. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about, man. All my friends are here. So there was evidence that this was happening back in 2017. And I totally blew him off. And I have apologized for that. And he laughs at me now because he's Mr. LinkedIn All-Star guy. And I'm I'm just me. So what is LinkedIn 3.0? Well, LinkedIn 3.0 is something I made up. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just an observation that I see that as really we kind of hit this pinnacle of interest in using LinkedIn as a way to actually socially network, that there became a lot more pressure to get back to, well, how do I make a living? That was the issue that we wanted to deal with, right? So also we want to talk a little bit about, if anybody's interested, leave a comment or something. I don't really think that doesn't look like there's much of an audience tonight. LinkedIn's telling me there's a couple of you guys out here and would love to leave me a comment or whatever. I'm just kind of riffing tonight. I don't really have a huge challenge. A couple things though in my mind. One is that I did manage to get Mike Phillips live on the 344 today going. And that was pretty exciting, because really had to figure out how to make it work because Restream was not supporting his audio. And that sucked again because we tried it on Monday and didn't work. And so we did it again tonight or this afternoon and it still wasn't working. And so in the process of testing that out, we figured out that, okay, it's Restream. And this was to Davina Colin's credit to prompt me to ask that question because I really didn't think it could be Restream. I figured Restream was perfectly fine. But then it turned out that's not the case. So I was able to figure that out by setting up where you in the DM you can do a video conference like a Zoom call, and so we did that, and that revealed that LinkedIn was perfectly happy to support Mike's audio. So I actually did a screen share of me and Mike having a LinkedIn video conference and captured system sound, and that worked. That worked brilliantly. So if you get a chance to take a look at the whatchamacallit, the recording, the replay, if that's interesting to you, then yeah, that's not Mike actually being a guest on Restream. It's actually me and Mike having a video conference over LinkedIn and then me screen sharing that. So I thought that was kind of cool. But it looks like I am talking into a vacuum tonight. So okay, that's fine. I wanted to listen to the live show between Chris Bogue and Jen Allen tonight, or this afternoon at 4:00 p.m. Pacific time. Didn't get a chance to do that. So yeah, kind of a drag that I missed. I missed that. I don't know what I was doing. I was busy or whatever. I'll try to get back to it. I'm playing around with the lights tonight. I got some pretty fancy, big LED floodlights, and so I think that's pretty fun, right? I can tweak the background color of the. Look at that! Isn't that fun? I can change the color of the flame with my phone. So I think that's pretty rad. And let's see here. So I can go back over to I can do that guy, and then now I can do both of them. Oh, I can make that brighter blue. I can do them both in the green color, which is on brand for the 344. But I like the blue at night. So I don't know. It just seems to like be the right vibe. And so I'm gonna fix that up right there. Yeah. I don't know. I like the blue, and so I'm just gonna stick with that. But it looks like I'm flying solo tonight. Get to monologue it out a little bit. Nobody's hanging out. That's weird. Usually on a Thursday, it's usually somebody hanging out with me, but hmm. Oh well. It's appropriate because I had a negative sales experience today. Yep, good old sales career, some old muscle memory got to me, and it's a sales call I was on. Oh, I don't know, 10 days or so ago, whatever. And man, I just botched it. Just botched it. And it happens, I set a trap for the client. It's gross. It's like a timeshare trap, right? You go to a timeshare and they're like, and it's coming. Like, I don't want the timeshare, man. I just want the friggin' free gift. I want I want the whale watching tour, or I want the free booze, or I want the whatever, But they set you up. They're like, "Oh, you like this resort, don't you? Isn't this nice?" And you're like, "Yeah, I love this resort." Well, wouldn't you want to come back here? Well, yeah, sure. This would be awesome. I'd love to come back here. Well, yeah, that'd be cool too. But you know how much this costs? And I'm like, no, it's like $600 a night. And you're like, oh, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, wouldn't it be awesome if you could like pay, I don't know, $50 a night or something for the rest of your life? Wouldn't that be great? Like, wouldn't you want to come on a on a time on a vacation like this every year for the rest of your life for $50 a night? You'd be like, yeah, that'd be great. But I don't want a timeshare. And that was what I did to my client, right? And she told me to fuck off. I mean, that was well, not in so many words, but that's basically what she said. And she blocked me on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's what happened. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Live and learn, right? Don't set traps for people in sales. Don't do it. I should know better. Oh, it's killing me. So that was tough. And it was on me. I did it. So if we need a lesson on what a trap looks like, it's when your client doesn't want the thing that you're trying to ram down their throat, and then you set them up in sequences or in series of mini agreements to get down to the end that you want, where it's like logical. And Red Stafstrom, he has a great example of it's like you like clean water, right? I can't remember how it goes. It's good though. It's like, you like clean water, yeah, of course I like clean water. Then wouldn't you like to drink clean water every day? Yeah, of course I would. Well, then buy my clean water thing. And I'm like, ugh. I can't remember. That's not exactly right, but hopefully you catch my drift, right? That setting traps for people is one of the reasons that sales has a crappy reputation. Nobody wants that. So I think our calling as salespeople, as sellers of anything, whatever it is, even if you're a consultant, say, I don't sell, I just do word of mouth. Bullshit. You do sell. At some point, you got to ask for the business. You got to say, hey, come on, let's hire me as your coach, right? Hire me as your guru. Hire me as your software tool solution, whatever. Hire some point you got to, and that's what we're talking about, right? You're not going to tell people to just, just get these mini agreements and get them to do what you want them to do. Because they're going to bail out. They're going to cancel, right? They're going to ditch because you got sucked into something that you didn't want. You sucked them into something they didn't want, and so you're tackling it at the wrong, at the wrong point, the wrong intersection. So yeah, so that happened to me today. Life, just a hell of a lesson. It doesn't happen to me very often because I really just don't play that way. But gotta own it, right? I did it, and sucks. All right, so that was point number 2. Haven't seen Carol come in yet. If Carol's hanging out, somebody's got a comment. I got no comments here. Come on, guys, give me something. Dying here, dying. All right, list any comment would be great. You're killing me. All right, so what else are we gonna talk about tonight? We're gonna talk about I don't know. Tomorrow, Brian Smart is coming on the 344 with me. He's got this awesome content package that he sells that I am really intrigued by, and he has been doing this for a long time and has enjoyed some success with it. And so he's a creator, and we've had a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants types people, successful ghostwriting, copywriter. We've had, a few coaches, we've had a community builder, right? So this is a different, Brian's got a different angle, right? He is selling a package. Now we had Tara Levon Gooch, right? So she was talking about her course as well. So, but she's also doing like this consulting stuff too. And I'm excited to hear about what Brian's got. And I think it'll be, really interesting, and I probably want to buy it because I like to buy stuff, and probably want to buy his stuff. I like to buy stuff for the people that come on the show. So yeah, so look forward to that tomorrow. But if I spend much more time yapping here tonight in monologue format, then I might not have a chance to schedule that because I still got to put up Mike Phillips' short because he really has a good idea around how do you make it as a creator. And his point, and I think this is really insightful. He says, hey, you know what? You don't want to copy one individual creator. And so you'll see these creators out here, right? These are hot shot people, very successful, tens of thousands of followers. Why should you listen to me? I've only got 7,500, right? I mean, I don't know, because I got ideas and I'm out here in a live show in the middle of the night or late evening, whatever, or depending on where you are. You're probably not on the West Coast, maybe, but I don't know because nobody's commenting. But in any case, listen, so maybe they are, and I just don't know. Hang on, let me refresh my instance because sometimes, you know what, LinkedIn is a total glitchy thing. So hang on. We're gonna do this. Don't leave. Okay, I'm still not seeing any comments. If you want to leave a comment or you have left a comment, or you're just having fun with me or just laughing at me monologue here, okay, fair enough. Send me a DM at some point and say, ha, you're pretty funny, just monologuing to yourself up there. But in any case, where was I? So, we're talking about Mike Phillips and his point, right? So you don't want to copy one person because this one person followed some sort of a trajectory that worked for them. Okay, how do you know it's going to work for you, right? And that is the thing that we have to wrestle with and understand that we need to look at not just creator A, but we need to look at the aggregate of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and the whole alphabet, because that's when we're going to find the common threads that worked for all of them simultaneously, or at least enough common threads that we can then hope that if we are able to capture that one, we'll be reasonably successful ourselves, and then we can tweak and modify it and make it uniquely ours. That's the idea, right? So here I am, creator, right? I like making these live shows, and I am seeing more of them. There are more live show producers out here, and I just do my own thing. I like it. It's fun. It's fun to get up here, push that button, because there's something that happens in how I communicate. So if I try to film a video of myself, I ridiculously second guess that every single time. I have to refilm that video like 15 times. It's stupid. And it's very time consuming. I do this live show and I could go back and I can, I can carve, this is all recorded, right? So I can carve this up. I could piece it out. I could transcribe it. I could take chunks out of it that I can then reuse down the line because I'm accessing a thought process that doesn't exist unless that live button is pushed. And I guess that's just unique to me. Like, how do we find that spot where you actually, have something to say? So I don't know. Let's try something a little different for the moment. I'm gonna go out and take a look at what I actually did today on good old LinkedIn. So let's just give me a quick sec. Anybody who's still hanging out with me, I don't know. Maybe nobody. Maybe I mean LinkedIn's saying there's 3 of you here, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Nobody's commenting tonight, which is kind of a drag, but whatever. That's the way it goes sometimes. Feeling shy, whatever. Maybe don't. And we never met. Hey, let's meet. All right, we're gonna share the screen. We're gonna share the screen because I got Brian Segray here on my screen. Got that guy. He's always having fun. All right, here we go. So, what does Brian have on his mind tonight? Let's see here. I'm gonna tag Brian in because I can. We're gonna say we're talking about you, buddy. Talking about Brian. I'm gonna tag that guy in. And look at this. So we got Brian. What's he doing? He's got some kind of a book, some speechless, few things leave him speechless. Got a care package. Awesome. Who gets a care package? That's cool. All right. So somebody named Kofi Duhaji. Game of connection. Okay, that's cool. Right on, man. Awesome. Wow. I've never gotten a care package. I'm envious. Gel E, buddy. And Lucky. Oh, you know what? I should I got this Napoleon gif. I can't find out. I'm not doing it now. But anyway. Yeah, so there you go. That's Brian. I got that guy. That guy, he's just he is a content machine and a commenting machine. All right, so we got Blair, choose target audience on LinkedIn. Me, what's she got to say? Whoever reads my yes, that's funny. I love it. Okay, Blair, you're good. Cheese and read your posts. Bam, and now we're gonna tag in Blair because we just commented on Blair's. Hang on. How do we do this? Blair at Blair. Oh, I can't spell. Blair Sharp. Bam. Done. Okay. Next, who do we got? Oh, this is actually sort of fun. We're just gonna do it this way. We're gonna do this for a little bit. All right, we're gonna go down here. Chiefs fans, read your posts because we like the cheese. Got Stephen Pretorius. He's my coworker. Not right now. We got Morgan looking for scheduling tool, not called Calendly, Bookify, Doodle, Rally, Pointy, or Setmore. I really like Topmate. Well, I use TidyCal. I got TidyCal. TidyCal from App Sumo. I think it was free and it was and it works. But boom. All right, we're gonna tag that guy in. Go back over here. Oh, this is a real treat. But I guess you guys are really bored. Everybody left. Okay. No worries, Morgan. Done. Tag. All right. Okay, so you guys are sick of this. All right, fine. Fine. I'm not still not getting any comments. But whatever. We'll just keep on trucking here. No comments, just me hanging out all alone, all lonely. What did Mandy say? Like it does have embedded function. Need that one because it's on my website. Analytics. I don't know. Okay, let's go here. We're trying to. Oh, there's Aya. Okay, practice first. I thought that was brilliant until I heard perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah, and then imperfect practice doesn't. No, this is such a truth. Here, I love this. Perfect practice makes perfect. Yes. I did. Okay, so I got a little backstory here, and the backstory basically goes that I started creating in October 2019, and I thought I had good ideas, but nobody cared. Kind of like tonight. Yeah, well, so I made these. I made this series. It was called B2B Content Marketing Inspector. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool, and I got good feedback from my employer about it. But whoops, gotta go down over here. Sorry. Uh, sorry. So I made this thing, and it was called B2B Content Marketing Inspector. Just looking at your post. Live streaming. Okay, and I made it was a series, and I would go out to these B2B sites and I would look at what they were doing with their content marketing. Look at their Twitter feed, looked at LinkedIn, looked at um, content like their blogs, all kinds of various things. And I don't know, I thought it was a good idea, and I'd run it for I don't know 4 or 5 minutes. You can find it; it's buried out there. I ran it. I did it for like a month, and maybe 6 weeks, and I hit probably 50 companies. And basically, what I ended up doing was making all the marketers that I was trying to reach mad, because after a while, when nobody responded, I get kind of cranky and I was a little bit snarky, and wasn't always very nice. And so they got kind of teed off. But I saw lots of really kind of cool ideas in terms of implementation, and got lots of kind of I don't know. I thought they were interesting in terms of the different sorts of things that you could do with content, and how you could like incorporate different voices in the content. Hey, look at this. My first comment, man. I'm only 20 minutes in. Sweet. Bubakar. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very much appreciated that you have dropped a comment, because I've been feeling sort of lonely out here tonight. I'm just kind of monologuing myself to death, but it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I like just to do this because I get ideas about what is out there, and then I run into interesting things. So yeah, so just left 4 comments on some of my friends, right? So Aya and Morgan and Blair and Brian, all good. There's D. Thank you, D. Man, I just didn't know where everybody was tonight. Usually it's good old, I can rely on somebody to show up and say hi, but man, must have angered the algo gods or something. I don't know. All right, B2B content marketing inspector did that in like the end of 2019. And then COVID hit, and then I did this whole thing with Wally White Paper. And so to Aya's point, Aya Igbuho, who had this great little post about, well, actually not little, big post about perfect practice makes perfect. And Mike Phillips talks about this too. And so I've heard this before, but it is true. Like if you practice the wrong things, then you're going to get the wrong outcome. And so I don't know. Well, the challenge is that you don't always know that you're doing the wrong things until later. So how do we measure that? How do we know, like, if we're spending all this time on LinkedIn, if I'm making these live shows and nobody's listening, right? I mean, D and Bubkar, thank you very much. You are certainly not nobody. I am grateful that you are here. But tonight it's a small audience, right? It's just us, very intimate. And what does it take to sustain this sort of energy output, if you will? I don't know. Is it just the 3 of us hanging out tonight? Okay, maybe. For the moment, that's better than just me hanging out by myself. So yeah, I don't know exactly what the good idea here is around live shows. I mean, I brought up Chris Bogue and Jen Allen because I saw like they had 45 people tuned in, based on the LinkedIn numbers, and that's impressive. I don't see that regularly, right? Whiskey Wednesday isn't pulling that right now. And the Hotness Unleasher show, I did that, but only once, and we got up to like 57 peak. And so when we're not talking huge numbers here, okay, we're even 45. It's like, oh, we're all excited. That's only 45 people out of 850 million. Come on, it's nothing. It's nothing. The potential for how many people could actually be showing up is insane, right? And we're really only tapping it. And I'm very curious about why that is. I don't know, right? Is it that the content is just really that boring? Maybe it is. Maybe it doesn't translate well in this kind of a format. I don't know. I just like making it. I just like to get up here and do this. And I think that I am getting a little bit better. I think that the monologuing helps to a degree because I'm not hearing myself say as much. I feel like my thoughts are a little bit more linear, if you will, not quite as scattered. Now, I do get interrupted. I like when the comments come in and I can speak to people who are commenting. But it's again, said it. I do think it's better. I do think it's better than it was. And so that's what this practice is, right? So to Aya's point again, like, hey, let's practice public speaking. How do we Hi, Stephanie. Hi, thank you for coming. How do we practice public speaking if we never speak in public? Well, this is me speaking in public right now because I don't know who's going to be here. I have no idea who's listening. So, but I think there could be somebody. And so I'm just going to speak in public and hopefully I'm articulate. Hopefully I'm not clicky and glitchy and otherwise poorly lit or having challenges. And it feels like that is getting better. And so to Bubakar and Dee and Stephanie, thank you very much for leaving comments because now I don't feel so lonely. So give me some questions. Anything you guys want to talk about? Whatever, Stephanie, this particular show, the early, you know what? I should have rebranded it. Dang. This is the early, not the 344. Okay, now it's changed. Back to the chat. Thank you very much. So I have 3 shows. 3 shows. So there's the early, and the early is just me hopping up here on LinkedIn and saying whatever is on my mind. And usually it's going to be a reflection of whatever happened that day. Okay. Or in the last few days. And a lot of times I get on when it's something that hit me hard in a way. And for those of you who weren't here earlier, when I was yapping on about it, I had a client block me because I set a sales trap for them. And that was on me. And it was a bad decision on my part. I don't know really why I chose to do that. And I'm not really sure that I did choose it. It just sort of happened. It's very weird. In any case, I regret it. And I feel bad that I got blocked. And I'm sort of bummed out about it. So that was kind of the biggie. But then also I thought it was pretty cool how I was able to work around some very significant audio issues on Mike Phillips live today on the 344. So that's the point of the early. The point of the early is for me just to sit here and process in a live format, practice public speaking, getting used to monologuing and getting used to really trying to integrate comments from people who might be listening and are brave enough to actually want to try to, chat late at night. Or it's not really that late on the West Coast, it's only 8:30. But, if you're on the East Coast, hey, or really anywhere that isn't here, then probably late. Or I think, I don't know what time it is in Australia. I think I have no idea. So that's what that is. In any case, I continue to digress. Right. So the second show is the 344. Right. So the 344 is a daily show where I invite people to come on and they are able to sell their stuff. Right. And the idea is that on LinkedIn, you're supposed to trust that people are going to be curious. I know, Dee, thank you for hanging out. It is getting late. But so on LinkedIn, the idea is that we're supposed to, in our experience, right, or in our about page or whatever, that's where we tell other people what we do, right? And there's a lot of creators out here who have courses and whatnot, or consulting businesses or coaching, or even software, for sale that will put that in their posts. Okay. But you're really not allowed to pitch slap. You're really not allowed to go out in a DM and say, hey, you want to buy my stuff? And so the 344 exists as a opportunity to tell me on a one-to-one basis and anybody who's listening what you do, how you make money, and sell that, right? Invite other people to buy that from you. Simple as that, right? That's why it exists. It's very short, 16 minutes long, every weekday that I can do it, which is pretty much if I'm not on vacation or indisposed for some reason, or if I'm, I don't know, sick or whatever. So that's the idea. So tomorrow will be Brian Smart. And then the third show, my pride and joy, is the Hotness Unleasher show. And the Hotness Unleasher show is it's on its second season. Just had the premiere episode of the second season on Saturday last week, and the next episode will be on March 15th. And I am trying to find one last person. So it has 8 simultaneous guests, and what we do is we go around a circle and we just tell the world about all the people we are basically grateful for, who have given us some reason to be like feel good about ourselves, or have really inspired us, or have unleashed hotness in us, made us feel good, right? Somehow. That's it. That's it. All we do. So each person gets 4 people, go round robin, and it's super fun. It has a great audience. People participate, love it. It's a great way to build your network with cool people who are engaged and doing good in the world. And so yeah, that's 3 shows that I run, and I'm happy to do that. And I might get in and do some more. So we'll see. And so yeah, that is what it is. So Stephanie, I don't know which show you missed. So maybe you could leave me a quick comment on that. And then to Dee's question, from 2 weeks of doing the 344 show, have your audience seen an increase in their business? No. And I think the reason is that it's still getting its sea legs, right? I'm still not sure how to market it very well. I do think that that's what it's going to take. At this point, the 344 I think should be viewed less as a marketing tool. In any case, less as like, oh, I'm going to reach this big audience of people, because live shows just aren't reaching very big audiences right now. They certainly could, but it's more a way to say, am I thinking about what my offer is in a sales-minded way? And then can I deliver that message? Can I deliver that sales pitch effectively to a virtual stranger, me, in a live environment where somebody could be listening and feel good about that? Can I do that? Right. And I think there's value in practicing that and having it be okay to do that, not only permitted, but celebrated. And then we go ahead and then we were able to make, repurposable content, right? Or YouTube short, make a little video and, talk about this person and this is what they do. And so in that way, I think that there is some value, yet not necessarily are they going to get somebody in the audience to call them or DM them and say, man, I really got to buy your stuff right now. Maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen necessarily. But it contributes overall, to the overall footprint and foundation that they're ultimately trying, to build. Because there's some exposure, right? When I published the first scheduled post, the scheduling post, and then you go out and we do another post about the upcoming event later that day, and then we do a recap post and we do the YouTube short. So, there's things happening that are going to support their business, that are going to contribute to an overall, hopefully positive association with it. So there you go. There's an answer, hopefully, or at least some thinking on my side about what the value of doing this show is. And I really like meeting lots of new people, and I'm not very good at doing virtual chats, right? VChats are hard for me. I don't always know what to talk about, and they sometimes can go really long. And so this is sort of a selfish way for me to actually get to know people too, and really talk about something that's important to them and know that we have time for that. And so that's happening too. And I've enjoyed that. So there's a method to the madness, if you will. But in any case, I have been rambling for a very long time. Dee, that was an excellent question. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak to that. I really greatly appreciate it. Thank you for anybody who showed up and was willing to just let me practice public speaking. I hope that it was clear. I hope that my thoughts were linear and made sense, that I didn't say anything that was offensive or otherwise off putting. And to Stephanie's question, thank you. You sneaked that right in there as I was about ready to go. But I do. I stream currently to YouTube as well as LinkedIn. I need to get the Facebook set up. I have a Twitter account that would work relatively well, but I haven't explored that very much. I'm not much of a Twitter enthusiast. I have mixed feelings about Twitter. I don't know. And Twitch, wow, that is a crazy place. Oh, brother. Very mixed feelings about that. I don't think that the audience on Twitch is really going to be interested in this kind of content. And I feel like YouTube is a very good backup for this, and it's a trusted sort of, safe for work environment. Most people can be at work and they can still be over on YouTube, whereas Twitch, I don't know about that. And then Facebook obviously is pretty germane. So I do need to get that set up and we'll do that. So yeah, there you go. That's the thing. But it's just me, right? So I'm tired, I want to go to bed or whatever. I'm just probably not gonna set up my Facebook tonight. I got other things I got to do. So Ali, I've been to Twitch. I have I've cruised around, I've tried to figure out what that's all about. And maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe there's an audience out there that would be into this kind of reflective, introspective type of content, because there is some stuff going on. And there was another thing, Ali. I appreciate this because I found that the quality of their work was substantially superior in terms of the production value than what I could do. Their lighting was better, their sound quality was better. The content was a little bit weird, but it was pretty good from a production quality standpoint. And I appreciated that. And I guess maybe I thought, well, okay, I got this content. I got like video gaming content, and then I got this like live music stuff that's really amazing. And then I've got other stuff that's going on. And I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I would fit in very well over there. But to your point, maybe I will. And then TikTok is yet again another environment that is, well, it has its own streaming thing. And then Amazon has its own streaming system too. Now that gave me pause. Because based on what I did with Mike Phillips today, in terms of streaming another stream, that could work. And I could be an Amazon influencer and sell some stuff. So I might actually do that. I'm not a big fan of Amazon, frankly. Their service quality right now is not that good, and I think they've kind of taken a turn for the worse for the moment, in terms of their plans to take over the world. But there's some appeal there because I don't see anybody doing that over here, and I think I could. I think I got an angle. So yeah, there's a few different platforms, but if I did some kind of Amazon show, that's going to be a totally different show, 100%, not even close to what this is. Yeah, so it's yeah, those are all the different ones that are out there. But Ali, I appreciate your input. I don't ever know, right? I drew some conclusions that were maybe old fashioned. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I just thought I just didn't know if I'd fit in very, very well over there. And I felt like for this particular audience, YouTube was a great backup. So that's the plan. Okay. So if there isn't anybody else who pops in a question here at the last minute, I think I'm going to sign off because monologuing for 39 minutes seems to be about my limit. I get kind of tired, to be honest. So it's harder. Well, it's hard for me after about this time. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for those of you who left me some comments, Ali and Stephanie and Dee and Bubakar, I think, if I got that right. Have a lovely time until I see you next time, because I don't know what time it is. So Dee, it's midnight, basically your time. Ali, I know you're up in Vancouver, so we're on the same time zone. It's not that late. Stephanie, I'm not quite sure offhand where you are. So with that, have a lovely night and keep in touch. You know how to find me. Take care, everybody. Bye.